Hey, what's up everyone, it's your Alter Tech back again with a new video. In today's video we have the Pixel 6, and in today's video I want to go ahead and talk about this phone from the viewpoint of a tech enthusiast. Hopefully you guys might find this perspective somewhat very valuable and unique. So if you guys do like this video, please hit the like button and please subscribe for some more videos. So let's go ahead and get down to business. And now for this phone, as a tech enthusiast, I kind of braced myself for issues because this is a first generation chip inside the Tensor chip. It's built in-house by Google, and I was preparing for crazy things like, bugs, of course, and I was preparing for overheating issues. I was preparing for network issues. For them to go ahead and build their own chipset, I can't imagine how difficult that was. But for a first generation chip and with some software updates, I think it's been pretty fine. I haven't, run into any lag or anything like that. And luckily as well, when it comes to overheating, I haven't experienced that. With the latest update, I did have a call drop while I was on the phone, and with WhatsApp, for some reason, when it comes to most Android phones, the WhatsApp is always a headache. For this phone, guys, let's go ahead and talk about the cameras first, because I am a camera guy and I've been able to take some beautiful photos. And with this phone, this allows me to save a copy of each photo or take a photo or a second photo in RAW and save it on this device, so I'm able to go ahead and work my magic. So for this phone, for the cameras, it's like an A+. As for the ultra wide, sure, they're not the best sensors, but with the the software cameras performance, even in low light, it looks pretty damn good. Now, some of you guys have been telling me about the noise when it comes to video recording. Damn it, I didn't really pixel peep for the video, and I think the phone does a really good job of locking into the subject and just making sure the subject it looks detailed and it's very well exposed, and then it just doesn't really pay too much attention to the the outskirts of where the edges may have some noises and stuff like that. So for the average person who isn't really into photography, I think this actually suits them pretty fine. And as for the experience of the camera app, like I've said, this is the Golden Gun. If you guys have played GoldenEye on Nintendo 64, you guys know one shot, one kill. So, you open up this camera app and tap on the button and boom, more than 9 times out of 10, you're going to get a good image that's pretty much good enough for social media. And for some other phones, like for the OnePlus 9 Pro, I would compare that with a sniper rifle in Call of Duty, in which you have to really, do more work, but you can get some really amazing results on the OnePlus 9 Pro, and you have some really serious hardware on the OnePlus 9 Pro. Moving forward, so for this, as for the Google Tensor chip, like I've said, my expectations were low initially because I was bracing for issues, but in my experience, I could really use this as my daily driver. It's been 3 weeks now since I've put my main SIM card on this, and it's been overall really damn good, aside from the hang up or the dropped call, and that's pretty much it. For WhatsApp, for this app, it just causes so much issues for every single phone. I've had the system UI and where it comes up and it says it's not responding, do you want to wait or whatnot. Usually I'll tap wait and the phone just continues to run normally. So aside from that, this phone has been working pretty damn good. I know there's other people out there who have talked about having bugs and whatnot, and I do think, and my theory is that it depends on which apps you are using or which apps you have installed. I just think some of them don't really play well with Android 12. So for the bare bones, as for me as a light user, I don't really run into too many bugs on Android phones. Well, I shouldn't say that. There are some phones with some bad updates that no matter what, you're going to get some issues. But for this phone, for the price, number one, $599, and with some US carrier deals as well. For the flaws, it just wipes away some of those flaws. Now, as for the Pixel 6 Pro, that's a different story, $899. So you're going to have a higher expectation. I've heard that it has more issues. You're running 120 hertz and you have more premium components. Meanwhile, this one, it's much more on the simpler side. You have 90 hertz. The display is only at 1080p. But for the most part, I just can't complain for the price tag. That's the thing a lot of these manufacturers don't really get. It's like once you lower down the price, as a critic or as a reviewer, you let a lot of things slide away. And that's what's happening with the Pixel 6. For what I have to talk about is the charging. Yes, it's been kind of weird. Initially, it just charged really slow. It took me about 2 hours. And guys, this is my experience. But, so far right now, it's been getting better with the charging speeds. As for wireless charging, I did have a moment in which it wasn't charging, but with the new update, I think it's been fixed. When it comes to editing photos, it's a very intensive process. So when I'm exporting an Adobe file, or let me go ahead and open up Lightroom. Let's say I just edited a photo and I want to go ahead and export it. For some phones, it's going to go ahead and take a couple seconds, like for the Snapdragon 888. For this one, when I'm exporting it, I can't really tell the difference between this one and the Snapdragon 888. And I'm not going to count the milliseconds. I'm not going to count oh wow, this was like 2 seconds slower, 3 seconds slower. So for the overall experience from the Snapdragon 888, I don't really notice much. And for gaming as well, I was pretty, impressed that the experience was pretty damn good. For this one, loading up right now, let's go ahead and see how long it takes to load up. The overall gameplay experience was really damn good. As for overheating and whatnot, I'll tell you guys right now, you guys saw the temperature. It was 30 degrees today. This morning it was like 15 degrees. So I'm not having any trouble with any of my devices overheating because the overall temperature is pretty damn cold. But as for getting warm, yeah, it does get warm when gaming at the highest settings and whatnot. And as a first generation in-house chip, like I've said, I'm actually impressed, and I know over time it's going to get better. Unfortunately for other people, they're still dealing with some bugs, and it is what it is. But as a light user, I'm not using too many apps. It's been pretty damn good. As for the battery life, with the last update, for some reason it's been going down quite more quickly. As you guys can see, battery usage, the Pixel launcher is using up most. Maybe I need to reset this phone. I should probably do that. But as a tech enthusiast, if you guys are into Android and stuff, well, I think you guys would love this phone. When this phone first came out, everyone was just like, wow, the Pixel is the best phone ever. Yeah, I think we do think about these phones way too much. If I cared about my body as much as I cared about my phones, I would probably have a six-pack by now. I would probably be able to bench like 350 pounds. But the tech community, we just live off these things, and it's the small things we complain about. And I think it's time for us to change and just start focusing on things that matters. I do think that the world, we're going to go towards more of a minimalistic lifestyle, and where we consume less, and we're going to buy products that actually they last longer. And for this phone, with the updates and everything, you should get at least 5 years from this. I mean, this is an in-house chip. I don't see any reason why you should get less than 5 years of usage from this phone. Typically for Android devices, you get about 3 years in my experience. And I think it's time for us to change and start trying to be more sustainable when it comes to technology and overall consumer products. So for this phone, guys, the display is great. The adaptive brightness, it is what it is. You guys know how it is. It's not that great. Usually I'll just keep it on manual. I have no issues with that. I use it with my Samsung Galaxy Watch. It works out pretty good. I love the connectivity. I use it with my Pixel OnePlus Pro Buds as well. Connectivity works out pretty good. I've seen so many of my friends on social media who have a Pixel device, and they're not the best photographers, but once they get a new Pixel device, you guys can see on their social media the immediate differences in their photo quality. It's a night and day difference. But as for the Pixel, yes, this is a Tensor chip. There's a lot of AI capabilities inside of this. And yes, I'm quite curious. I'm quite curious as to where the human race is going. I'm curious as to what the future holds for many of us, especially for the buyers out there, for the market. So anyways, guys, this is Alter Tech with the Pixel 6. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave it down below. And like I've said, for $599, this is highly recommendable from me, especially if you're in the United States and you're looking for a new Android phone. But if you guys are still worried because of what everyone else has been saying, you know what, I don't blame you. Every phone is unique. Maybe it could have been a manufacturing defect for some phones. I can't pinpoint as to why some people have issues and why some people don't have as much issues. But if you're a light user, go ahead and, give this a try. Anyways, guys, this is Alter Tech signing out. If you guys have any questions or comments on the Pixel 6, let me know. I know some of you guys are in India. You guys really wanted the Pixel 6. But, it is what it is. But anyways, guys, this is Alter Tech signing out. Hope you guys have a great and wonderful day. Take care. Peace.